Greetings, Commanders! It's Ryant1UM here, and today we are back in Stellaris. Not Stellaris Console Edition this time, but instead the regular PC Stellaris. That's right, you guys. So, I'm doing something a little bit different today because the Aquatics DLC just dropped, and as you can see on screen, we have a brand new species to play as, known as the Interstellar Biolumian Nation. Now, I know that's a bit of a mouthful, but these guys, this portrait just looks so cool, and it looks like they're full of bioluminescence, and I really love the fact that they look that way. Now, the Interstellar Biolumian Nation, they are fanatic xenophobic pacifists, very similar, in fact, to these bad boys, who are fanatic pacifistic xenophobes, which is the new kind of empire that came with the Aquatics DLC. But I wanted to embrace the fanatic xenophobia, because it's just more fun that way. And then the pacifism, because there's a lot of good bonuses when it comes to being anglers, as well as having inward perfection, as well as having our origin, which is the ocean paradise. So our origin, the ocean paradise, is, since its birth, this civilization has enjoyed peace in a generous environment with no natural enemies, enabling unhindered growth and opulence. Homeworld is a size 30 ocean world. Holy crap! With rich food deposits and bonuses to happiness, pop growth speed, and output. However, the guaranteed habitable planets are instead frozen worlds. And then we can go ahead and take a look at the Angler's perk right here. This is the Angler Civic. Adept at utilizing nature's bounty, this society provides for itself a staple influx of sustenance and economic value. On ocean worlds, agriculture districts are uncapped. On wet worlds, farmers are replaced by anglers and pearl divers. Anglers produce food and trade value, and pearl divers produce consumer goods and trade value. And it adds the aquatic trait. That is a powerful trait. My goodness. So as you can see with the aquatic, we have ocean habitability plus 20%, housing usage on ocean worlds minus 10%, and food, energy, and mineral output on ocean worlds is in plus 10%. However, on non-ocean worlds and non-wet worlds, you have a plus 30% to your housing usage, and you have a negative 20% to your habitability, which is kind of garbage. But looks like the Hydrocentric Ascension perk amplifies this trait's effects. Cool, I didn't actually read that part. That's pretty nifty, but we're also agrarian and ingenious, so we're going to be pumping out so much raw resource, because my idea for this playthrough is, as we are fanatic xenophobes, we are pacifists, so we're not the most terrifyingly dangerous, but if we come across an empire and we don't like their ethics, we are going to change them into us, to make them as hateful and spiteful as we are, but with a little bit of, pacifism in there. But our other goal is to test out everything about this origin, to get the new Colossus, to try and do kind of the deluge thing, to turn worlds into ocean worlds, and I just want to have a whole lot of fun with this. So this is a little bit more of an open-ended playthrough. Doesn't really have a distinct goal like we have here normally on Console Edition, but I did want to go ahead and say, as this is probably one of my first PC videos that I'm recording, there's a couple things that I wanted to get out of the way at the beginning. One, I'm using NVIDIA GeForce Now, hashtag not sponsored, nor have I been provided the Aquatics DLC for free. I did pay for this myself, so I am not sponsored by Paradox. Two, you will hear clicking, because my mouse is kind of close to my microphone. Apologies for that. I hope it doesn't get too overbearing, but you shouldn't hear my keyboard. My keyboard should be kind of quiet. And other than that, I think that's probably it. So let's hop into the Interstellar Biolumian Nation. And so here we are with the Interstellar Biolumian Nation, the ocean paradise. Joy to those who possess the wisdom of acceptance. So goes a common proverb in biolumian society. The bounty of life is all around, and once one learns to appreciate it, in such waters long have we prepared or prospered. God dang, I swear I can read. But our elders do not sense the stagnation. They confuse our survival instincts with impatience. If we do not seek change, change will find us, and we will be unprepared. We cannot be alone in the vast universe. To keep our home, some of us must resolve to leave it. Our descents into the abyss have proven worthwhile. Unworldly wreckage, perilously retrieved, precipitated a torrent of technological breakthroughs. At last, we are ready to journey beyond our oceans, to explore, to see them, to learn, and to protect. So, We start in a beautiful nebula, it looks like. That's really cool. Yeah, cool. Holy freaking ocean planet, dude. That is ginormous. And the fact that this like size 30 planet also goes for Gaia worlds on the life seeded playthrough, or like the life seeded origin, that is just so cool. Look at how beautiful that is. So our system is known as the farm, and our planet is known as Biolumin. But look at the districts here, guys. Look, this is great. So it's uncapped, it seems, with right here, because it is a wet world. So it's kind of like having a hive world or a machine world. Ocean Paradise, plus 15% happiness, plus 10% growth, and plus 5% resources from jobs. Starting off with 78% stability. Oh my gosh. That I can definitely dig. Okay, so here's the angler right here. And then the pearl diver is a specialist job. Okay, cool. So that produces almost 4 consumer goods a month with a trade value of 2. And then the angler produces 12.7 food between 3 jobs. Wow, holy crap. Okay. So I suppose this... Yeah, so this is the new angler's job. That's so cool. So that kind of makes it so that you don't even need to build these industrial districts for consumer goods. That's actually really cool, because then we could just have dedicated alloy worlds and not ever have to worry about putting down dedicated civilian industries. That's really cool. Not to mention it creates trade value too. Like, what the crap? The devs went, you know what? Let's make farmers the next clerks. Everywhere is going to have freaking farmers everywhere. So we'll go ahead and send out our spaceship to go ahead and figure out where it wants to go. And go ahead and survey the surrounding area right there. But let's go ahead and start off with taking a look right here. Oh, whoa, that's what the defense platform looks like? Oh my goodness, what the hell? It looks like a yin and yang. That's so cool. And then we've got the Corvette right here. Look at that. It looks like a giant fish tank. I love it. Alright, so let's go ahead and set up for the interceptor. Oh, it looks like a manta ray or like a stingray, dude. That looks so cool. And then we'll go ahead and clear that right there. Save that. And then we'll go ahead and upgrade that there. And I tell you what, let's go ahead and grab ourselves another, if I could actually hit my spots. Let's hit another science ship right there. Let's check out our stuff right here. So let's go ahead and get that going right there. Do more pop growth speed, please. And more mining output just like that. Then let's go ahead and double check our policies. Isolationist. I'm going to put it on Expansionist, I think, for now. Because that gives us extra admin cap, but also more unity. But I'm thinking Expansionist would probably be better because we are Venatic Xenophobes. It makes it so that it's going to be cheaper to expand. So yeah, I think that's probably what we're going to go ahead and do right there. Liberation Wars, yes indeed. Okay, economic policy, perfect. All of this stuff. Purge is allowed, because of course it is. And yeah, everything looks good right there. And then let's go ahead and take a look at our species. These are the Biolumians that look so freaking cool. Let's go and put that on social welfare. That's kind of what I always do, because we're going to be swimming in consumer goods, no pun intended. But then set default rights. We're going to set the default rights to slaves. We're going to give them basic subsistence, but we're also going to make it so that we have domestic servitude, I think, because that will make us happier. And God knows we're going to be pumping out so much raw resources from our regular species that we're not even going to need slaves to do that. Although I wonder if you could have an aquatic species. Oh, that would be a great slave species. Holy crap. But okay, yeah, that works for me. So I suppose let's start her up, shall we? Gosh, I never realized how different it was with the speed settings. So on fast, actually, let's go ahead and pick this first, but I do want to go ahead and double check right here. Is there a specific one that we need to take that allows us to do that new... Here we go, hydrocentric. No longer shall we settle for good enough replacements for our oceanic abodes. No planet shall be deemed fit for colonization unless it has been thoroughly inundated. Ocean terraforming, minus 25%, allows the construction of ice mining stations on starbases, which enable the expand planetary sea decision on ocean worlds. Species with an aquatic trait gained 50% greater benefits for living on ocean worlds. but penalties for living on non-wet worlds are likewise amplified, and this unlocks the Deluge Colossus weapon, which does require the Colossus project. So we need to get through terraforming as soon as possible. We need to have terrestrial sculpting in order to have that one. That's going to be so much fun. Holy crap. So wait, does that mean that you can make the worlds bigger? I wonder if you can go all the way up to size 30. That'd be crazy. Alright, but enough fooling around. Let's go with expansion, because we are going to be expanding a lot, and the sooner we get Starbase Influence cost reduction, the better. But what I was saying is the speed goes from fast to blindingly fast in a second. There's no nice little kind of middle, because normal speed is slow. Slow is insanely slow. Slowest is ridiculously slow. So I think we'll probably play on fast for a little while. I made it a month before I put it up to the fastest section, or up to the fastest speed, because of course I did. Alright, but the other cool thing is we're actually using the advisor voice, the aquatic one. It's very quiet, though. It's very quiet. I don't really like that. I don't know if it's just on my end that it's very quiet, but not exactly sure. But let's see, how cheap is it? 37 influence and 90 alloys. Very, very nice. I suppose we should probably go ahead and get another science ship and another construction ship as well. Oh my god, when the research is done, the aquatic advisor says, "Intellectual booty." That's amazing. What is this DLC? I love it. Holy shit. First Ascension perk is being picked, and we are going with Interstellar Dominion. It's kind of a go-to thing for me on like all of my playthroughs, especially if you've seen me do my Stellaris Console Edition playthroughs. Ooh, food from farmers and anglers plus 20%. Food from Starbase Constructions plus 10%. That's a new thing. That's kind of cool. But yeah, I tend to go with that one. I think a lot of people tend to go with that one, honestly, in the beginning. It's a pretty bad late-game one because it takes up a slot for no good reason. But in the beginning, it's kind of one of those things that, you know, when we're this far into making things so much cheaper, it's definitely a good idea to have it. This thing scared me here for a second. It is first contact, but it's only with the Tionki. Now, because we are... Ooh, hello, Cybrex. Because we are fanatic xenophobes, we only have one envoy, so making first contact is going to be a little bit problematic. But since we are fanatic xenophobes, I think probably a good idea to go down would probably be adaptability, because this is going to give us even more habitability, more food, as well as more building slots. Yeah, I think we'll go down adaptability, then discovery next. I can honestly say, though, when we go to reform our government, it's a very good chance that we're going to go with catalytic processing, if we can. That's actually a good question. Can we actually go with catalytic processing? Because if you can... I must have just missed it. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Because this makes it so that all of the food gets turned into alloys, and because we are such a food-heavy empire, that would save us so many minerals in the end, and we would, I mean, it would tank our food for a while, but when we're able to reform our government, going down the route of catalytic processing, with all of this extra food that we're going to be making, is such a good idea. Holy crap. The amount of min-maxing that you can really do with all of this is just insane. Oh, this is these guys. This is the Ouroboros event, if I'm not mistaken. So if we do this, there's going to be 2 of them, and then if we do this, it still happens, if I'm not mistaken. So we're just gonna not risk it. And there it is. There's the Ouroboros. Oh, but it wasn't our system. Okay, it just said that it was in our system for some reason. But yeah, now there's 2 of the same ship floating around because it's the Ouroboros event. It's kind of an interesting event to have happen, but it is a really cool custom ship that you can see. I've only ever had that event happen a handful of times. I do like to think that our colors are kind of like the waves and like the ocean and such, like spreading across space. That's super cool. I was tempted to do the Here Be Dragons origin with the new aquatic stuff, but I really feel like I want to do a specific playthrough with that, because it's going to be like around, you know, spiritualists and everything like that, worshipping the dragon and everything. I know, original spiritualists worshipping a dragon. Who would have thought? But yeah, looks like we got some ancient drones over here, so we're kind of blocked off from that side until we can go ahead and take them out. So until we can take them out, I'll go ahead and have this science ship come back to the biolumin and assist research right there. And then we'll have it go from there. There we go, finally. It only took us frickin' 10 years to get that damn tech. Now, the only other problem is because we can't pretty much colonize anywhere else, we're stuck on the main world until we have access to terraforming and until we have access to the ability to build that Colossus. Now, obviously, the Colossus is quite a ways away because, well, it is a Colossus. But it is still kind of cool to have, and I think this is going to be pretty cool. However, I am going to go ahead and have to end it right here because we are at the end of today's episode right here. But if you're new to the channel, welcome. This won't be a regular occurrence. We'll be doing the Stellaris console edition playthroughs whenever I think about, you know, a new series to do for that. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and do a little bit of this Aquatics playthrough. I do just want to go ahead and see all of the cool new bells and whistles about it, and maybe showcase some of that stuff as we go on. But if this is something that you'd like to see, just make sure to subscribe. And until next time, this has been Commander RYANT1UM signing off.